Good afternoon, everyone. Lonsei Mechanist here, bringing you another World of Warships Legends video. This is the Tier 2 Showcase. This is video number 3. Last night we discussed the Japanese Tier 2 vessels. Today we will be discussing and we will be showcasing the ships belonging to Great Britain, or rather England. Well, the British Empire in general. Like the Japanese and Americans, there are two ships on the tech tree. One is a destroyer and one is a cruiser. However, unlike the previous two, there is a premium ship. That is the HMS Caledon, which is a Tier 2 destroyer. Because I have decided to just do the tech tree ships, I will not be using the Caledon. But I'll probably show the Caledon eventually. The Caledon you get by completing the the introduction to the Bureau, which is the research and development section of the game, where you use your commanders, your fleets, to research and develop new ships, and you complete that research quicker by assigning tasks and completing said tasks. It takes a bit to get going, but a lot of the ships, they appear to be worth it, as they are high tier and legendary class ships. But alright, let's go ahead and start off with the first ship, which is the Caledon. It is the tier 2 cruiser. As you can see, when you step up from the Weymouth, it is the Caledon. You have 2 upgrades, and then you get to the Valkyrie destroyer, which is the tier 2 destroyer. The Hull A is installed, and it basically increases your health, your rudder shift time, and your AA mounts, which I already have, plus the targeting mods. So let's go ahead and go to her loadout. As you can see, the British cruiser is still packing armor-piercing shells, but this time she also has torpedoes. And unlike the other 2 ships of the cruisers, the other nation's cruisers, she has an extra consumable. She has the damage control, and she also has a repair party, which basically is usually used by battleships, but it acts as a health regen. It basically removes damage you have accumulated, just a little bit. Not much, but this can be boosted with commander skills, but that's another subject for another time. The boost, you've got, of course, the booster slots and the camouflage. Her stats, her survivability, she's got more health than the Japanese Tenryu, but less than the American St. Louis at 19,000. But her armor is a lot thicker than the Tenryu, between 6 to 152 millimeters of armor. Her artillery, she's got 5 152 millimeter cannons. They have a firing range of 11 kilometers, 11.2, a reload time of 8 seconds, and a 180-degree turn time of 18 seconds. Her max, as she's only armed with armor-piercing shells, her maximum armor-piercing shell damage is 2,900. Now then, her torpedoes. She is equipped with 4 2-barrel launchers. That is 2 on the port, 2 on the starboard. They are 533 millimeters. The reload time is 41 seconds. The 180-degree turn time on them is 7.2 seconds. The maximum damage is 10,000, which is more than the American and the Japanese torpedoes. Detectability by sea is 1 kilometer, which is practically almost in the range of it's too late to avoid. But still, if you got a destroyer, you can probably avoid them, or if they fire in the wrong spread. The torpedo range is 6 kilometers, so a little bit shorter range than the Japanese cruisers, but still further than the American torpedoes of the destroyer. And the torpedo speed is 53 knots. These are the slowest torpedoes we have seen so far. As the American destroyer, the American destroyer torpedo, I believe, had a speed of 58 knots, and the Japanese torpedoes had a speed of 59 knots. Okay, her AA defenses. She has got two 40mm Vickers 2-pounder quick-firing cannons. And she's also got two 7.7mm Maxim machine guns and two 76.2mm cannons. So she has more anti-air defense than the previous ships, than the previous cruisers we've seen. Her maneuverability is not as good as the Japanese, but let's see, she's got a maximum speed of 29.9 knots, practically 30 knots, which is good. Turning radius is 530 meters, rotor shift time is 5.3 seconds. So a little bit less maneuverable than the Japanese cruiser, but she makes up for it with firepower and armor. Her concealment is 79. Detectability by sea is 8.6 kilometers. After firing the main guns, 11.2. Detectability when on fire is 10.6. Detectability by air is 5.1. Firing main gun is 8.2, and when on fire is 8.1. Guaranteed detectability range is, of course, 2 kilometers. Again, that's literally is when you're right in front of her, or right next to her. And the detectability when firing in smoke is 3.7 kilometers. Destroyers and some cruisers, and even some battleships. That's right, I'm looking at you, Italy. They have the ability to lay down smoke, which obscures vision of the vision of the enemy, and you can hide safely in there for various lengths of time, depending on the smoke screen. Okay, first look at her armor. Her armor is actually pretty impressive, the overall. But let's take a step-by-step look at her. Okay. First up is her fore-end armor belt. As you can see, she's actually got an armor belt. The top of her hull, and indeed the very bottom, is actually rather thin at 6 to 14 millimeters. But she has got an armored belt that is running from the bow to almost all the way to the rear of the ship. That is 34 to 75 millimeters, and she's got a small section close to the center of the ship that is 76 to 160 millimeters thick. Let's take a look at that. Hang on a minute. That's the fore-end armor belt. Fore and aft end armor. Let's see. The fore-end plating, fore-end deck, athwart ship, aft end armored belt. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it is part of the armor belt, ranging from 38 to 76 millimeters. That is some pretty good armor belt. That is a pretty good armor belt. Of course, her athwart ships are low, but like I said, it's an armored belt. It protects. Let's go on to the next section. That's the superstructure. Like all other cruisers, like all the other cruisers we've seen so far, thin armor for the superstructure, but she does have a thickly armored commander area at 76 to 160 millimeters. Let's see. Yeah, that's the conning tower bottom. Yeah, that's the conning tower where the commander is. It's about 152 millimeters, give or take. Okay, the next armor is her cannons, her main battery. Now, again, these are shielded turrets, not enclosed turrets. They are protected from the front, the side, and the top, and the armor is rated as 76 to 160 centimeters. It is actually rated as 76. So it's on the lower end of the thicker armor. It is basically it is registered as cruiser grade armor, but it is just barely in that category. Okay, now we take a look at her citadel. As you can see, her citadel rises above the waterline a little bit, but her citadel is armored, and it is armored heavily. The athwart ships are armored at about 25 to 26 millimeters. The top of it is armored, but 15 to 16 for plunging fire. Some of it's a little bit weak at 6 to 14, but this is where it ties into that armored belt that we saw earlier. And the majority of that armored belt is 34 to 75 millimeters, but the center over the citadel is 76 to 160 millimeters. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So it ranges from about 57 to 76. Again, that's on the lower end of cruiser armor, but it is cruiser armor. Okay, her overview. She's got 3 skills. Sequential. This means her torpedoes can be launched in a spread, or they can be launched one by one. As you can see on the ship side, there's 2 torpedo launchers, twin launchers there, and 2 there. They are located by the number 3 turret, looks like. Yeah, the number 3 turret and the aft castle. Ironic, a note for cruiser turrets, actually. Actually, ship turrets in general. Turrets located in the front of the ship are usually given the designation A, B, or C, and turrets to the stern of the ship are given designations X, Y, Z, depending on how many turrets you have, fore and aft. So, turret number 3 would technically be designated turret C, as it is amidships, but is actually before the aft castle. Okay, like I said, sequential. Torpedoes can be launched one by one. She has a flair for piercing. The British do like to get to the point. She's equipped with armor-piercing shells only. Her armor is actually paper. Her armor actually is paper thin. Higher caliber shells may overpin the armor without arming, causing minimal damage. She is a World War I ship, World War I class. This light cruiser was designed to provide support for destroyers and perform reconnaissance duties. In contrast to her predecessors, this ship had a higher speed and carried powerful torpedo armament. Entered service in 1917, but ships in service was 4. Okay, the next ship is the destroyer Valkyrie class. Now the Valkyrie let's see, you got to basically finish upgrading the Caledon before you upgrade the Valkyrie. I have not done anything with the British destroyers, so as a result I do not have any upgrades for her. So this is going to be stock. Unlike the cruisers, which have a flair for piercing, the Valkyrie does have high explosive shells. She also has armor piercing and torpedoes as a destroyer. She has two consumables, a damage control party, and wow, she has a lot of consumables for the smoke generator. Again, the booster slots, the camouflage, overall stats. Survivability is 10, hit points are 8,600. She has more health than the Japanese destroyer and and roughly, I think, about the same as the American destroyer, but oh brother, her armor is thin. 3 to 6 millimeters. Her artillery, she's got 4 102 millimeter cannons. They have a firing range of about 8.1 kilometers, a reload time of 5 seconds, and a 180-degree turn time of 18 seconds. So these guns do move pretty quick, they traverse pretty quick, they reload pretty quick, but 102 millimeters, that is about those are 4-inch guns. They are small. They are small. Of course, the American destroyer has the same caliber of guns, but to be fair, America did not really standardize its low caliber guns to the 5-inch until the interwar period, until the interwar period between in the 20s, 30s, and the 40s, World War II. The United States standardized to the 5-inch gun for their destroyers. The British, I believe, kept the 4-inch gun all the way through World War II, adopting the American 5-inch gun sporadically. HE shell maximum damage is 1500, fire setting chance is 6%, armor piercing damage is 1836. Her torpedoes, she's got two twin-barreled 533 millimeter torpedoes, reload time of 39.4 seconds, 180 turn time of 7.2 seconds. Maximum damage is 10,000. Detectability by sea is 1.1. Torpedo range is 6 kilometers and torpedo speed is 51. Okay, so these torpedoes have a bit of a shorter range than the cruisers. The cruisers were 7 kilometers. The destroyers is 6 kilometers, and they are a little bit slower. The cruisers' torpedoes were 53 knots. These are 51. Her AA defense, she has only got a single 76.2 millimeter cannon for AA defense. Her maneuverability is excellent, as of course she's a destroyer. Top speed of 34 knots, turning radius 500 meters. Rudder shift time is 3.6 seconds. Concealment is 97. Of course, all destroyers, pretty much most of the destroyers, are going to have high concealment. Detectability by sea is 5.6 kilometers. Firing main gun is 8.1. When on fire is 7.6. Detectability by air is 2.8. Main gun is detectability after firing. Main gun is 4.8. Ship is on fire, 5.8. So she is more visible if she is on fire. If you're flying through the air, then she is more visible if she is on fire than after firing her main gun. Which usually, if you fire the main gun, that's a dead giveaway where you are. Guaranteed detectability range, both normal and when in smoke, is 2 kilometers. Which by this point in time, she's practically already turned broadside to you and is launching a full spread to blow your ass out of the water. Of course, with her armor, it is thin, very thin. That's the bow and aft armor. It's about 6 millimeters all around. Her side plating, let's see, top side and side plating for the superstructure is 6 on both counts. Again, no command structure for armoring. Her turrets, again, these are semi-shielded turrets. The cannon is fitted to a pedestal, and the cannon is somewhat shielded. Basically, a shield is just fitted over the cannon. The crew is exposed, but is also protected somewhat. They're protected from small arms fire, but not artillery. The gun armor basically ranges from 3 to 6 millimeters. Her citadel is also 6 millimeters all around. So a thin citadel. It comes above the waterline a little bit. But yeah, this destroyer, like other destroyers, relies on speed and maneuverability to escape and evade and deal damage. Basically make a nuisance of itself. Okay, her overview. She has sequential, which is like a, I think it's like uh, the British class skill. Like all destroyers and cruisers with torpedoes will have sequential. She has one negative though, clearing fog. So her smoke screen does not last as long as any other destroyer. The Valkyrie, one of the V-class destroyer flotilla leaders which defined the main features of British destroyers for nearly 2 more decades. She stood apart from her predecessors due to her size, large number of guns, and their more advantageous locations. She is a World War I destroyer, entered service in 1917, and there were 5 in her class. As you can see, we got the turrets 1 and 2 there on the bow, and turrets 3 and 4 there at the stern. There's her anti-air gun midship and her torpedo tubes there. Alright, so standard is we're going to be doing versus AI, first battle, and then we're going to be doing a standard. First battle is going to be the cruiser. This is going to be the AI battle. So, here we go.
Chaps.
I highly recognize regional dialogue. I mean, I highly recommend regional dialogue. Alright. So we got all cruisers, 6 cruisers and 3 destroyers.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Okay, we got a Tenryu. Okay, we got 2 Tenryus and a Fusilier.
Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy destroyer detected. Torpedoes to port.
We missed. Okay, we got 1 hit on the destroyer. Alright, that killed the destroyer.
We sank an enemy destroyer.
Okay, that's 110 Ryu down.
Enemy cruiser sunk. Victory is in sight. All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
All right. They've got 3 ships left, and looks like all of them are heading here. Oh, good grief.
All forces, capture that area. All stations, concentrate fire on that target.
And it looks like we win. The enemy team lost all their points. Wow. Oh, that was interesting. We placed 4. We destroyed all but 2 of their ships in one go. Okay. That was the AI. Now we're going to go for standard. Whew. Okay, there it goes. I was starting to think nobody was home with the tier 2 battles. We might we're probably going to be upclassed into a partial tier 3 match, but hey, I get to I do my I do my best. Okay, it's a small battle. 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers on each side. Oh, we gotta go bold. They gotta go bold. Caledon, Friant, Bogarter, Instant Go Bold, V25, 4 wrong. Oh my lord. We're basically the same team.
Action stations. All forces, capture that area.
This is going to be interesting. And I'll try my darndest not to be killed in the first few seconds of the match.
Enemy force detected. Concentrate fire on that enemy warship. Enemy cruiser spotted. Concentrate Concentrate fire on that enemy warship. Enemy destroyer detected. Torpedoes to starboard. Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy cruiser detected. Attention, reporting a target's position. Enemy destroyer sighted. Concentrate fire on that enemy warship.
Okay, but yeah, I don't really like going up against an Ensign Gabold by myself. Okay, V-25 just took out the Friant. Okay, there's the enemy Caledon. Let's get a bit of a lead on him. Ooh, V-25 just took him out. Okay, there's a destroyer.
All stations, proceed and capture that area. Enemy cruiser detected.
Ooh, and the V-25 just got him.
Our team has taken the lead.
This V-25 is going to probably earn the Kraken, most likely.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Enemy destroyer detected. All stations requesting fire support. We've been spotted.
The V-25 just got the Kraken. Okay, he just... Oh, good lord. This guy is wiping the enemy team. Okay, we got the Assisted in Capture Award. Okay, the Gabold just fired his torpedoes. He just took out our Gabold.
Attention, reporting a target's position. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes dead ahead.
Haha!
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Okay, we got some hits on. We got a hit on him.
Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes dead ahead.
Oh, yep. And he got a Kraken, I guess. Yeah, you can see how broken the Ensign Gabold... No, he didn't get a Kraken. He's only got 3 kills. But yeah, you can see how broken those torpedoes are. Okay, the V-25 is barely hanging in there. And our Friant is also hanging in there. Our Friant's got about half health, but those torpedoes, oh my good grief. It's no one. Part of me actually wonders why it took so long for him to notice this. But then again, well, what can you do? I mean, it's possible this Ensign Gabold could wipe the team. But shoot, I got time to keep. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the AI, take the Valkyrie out. Still though, you gotta admit the match was fun. I almost thought we had him there for a second, but I actually thought we was gonna thread the needle between those torpedoes, but I guess not. Still though, I've looked on the tech tree and the Gabold does not appear to be on the tech tree. It's probably a premium destroyer you gotta purchase. So, that's out of my wheelhouse. I ain't gonna bother with it. Okay, our AI first battle is the Solomon Islands domination. Okay, we've got okay, oof, 3 battleships, 4 cruisers, and 2 destroyers. So this is a mixed match. All the cruisers and the destroyers are tier 2. The battleships are tier 3. For our side, we got an Isuzuchi, a Turin, and an Orion, and the AI's got a Dante Alighieri, a Kaiser, and a Wyoming. Okay.
Action stations.
Alright, I'm going to switch to armor-piercing rounds.
Capture that area.
And I'm going to start by heading for C. Okay, our section actually is 2 battleships and a cruiser with us, so that's the division. We got that division with us that we saw, the Isuzuchi and the Orion.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon. All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
Alright.
All stations, concentrate fire on that target.
Alright, I am now in C. Okay, it looks like both destroyers are down south, so I might actually be able to get to actually, I might actually be able to do something really, interesting here.
Smoke generator activated. Smoke screen set.
Okay, we just got the Valkyrie.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
We got 20 seconds before our cannons reload. But we've only got 6 seconds before our smoke dissipates. That's that, yeah, that's that, smoke screen fault.
All stations, concentrate fire on that target. Attention, reporting a target's position.
Okay, we got our torpedoes back. Well, we got one of them back. Nope, there we go. We just got some hits on the Dante Alighieri.
Smoke screen set. Our team has taken the lead. All stations retreat. Victory is in sight.
Our torpedoes may get them, or someone else might get them. I don't know. Okay, we got them with our torpedoes.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Oh, shoot. I am almost dead. But we have captured C, and we have removed the bulk of the enemy fleet. I got 2 kills, a cruiser and a battleship, so I'm happy. As you can see, the Valkyrie has its drawbacks, but it is interesting. It's a good little destroyer, but you just gotta watch out. You just gotta watch the duration of the smoke. Let's see, what was that again? 180,000, so I'm almost there. Alright, let's try the, hang on a minute. Let's try that standard. Let's see, that's the Caledon. I wonder, oh, you gotta be joking. That frickin' Caledon wiped the team. Not Caledon. That frickin' Gabold wiped the team. That is absolutely ridiculous. He wiped the team. Okay, so here we go with the Valkyrie. This is going to be standard. Let's see if anyone's home. Alright, looks like there was a match going on. This is a big race. Capture the base. It is again a small team. Okay. For us, we got a Wakatake and the Valkyrie, me. We got a Bogater, Tenryu, and a St. Louis. For their side, they've got a division with the Toronto and the St. Louis. They got a Tenryu, a Wix, and a V-25. So, no broken destroyers, thankfully. Okay.
Action stations.
Okay. So. I don't know if I should head out or what. Well, this Wakatake is heading out for the outer islands, so I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go with him.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon. All stations requesting fire support.
Okay, that's the St. Louis. That's one half of that. Oh, we just got spotted. But by what? It's probably a destroyer. Yep.
We've been spotted. Concentrate fire on that enemy warship. Smoke generator activated. Smoke screen set.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port.
Okay, we just got hit.
We've sprung a leak. We're filling up fast.
Oh, we just got first blood.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Torpedoes to port.
Okay, that's both enemy destroyers and one cruiser down. All that's left is the Tenryu and the Bogator.
Concentrate fire on that enemy warship.
Okay, he's out of my range. We still got a fair bit of our health left. I still can't believe we actually got that. That was like a... Yeah. I'll admit, that was a Hail Mary. That was a Hail Mary shot.
I need intelligence data. Attention. Reporting a target's position. Smoke generator activated. Fire. Smoke screen set. Fire.
Well, I'm dead. But, hang on. Nope, we missed. Ooh, if we had just put it a little bit earlier, though. But... our St. Louis is giving them what for, it looks like. Or at least that's what it looked like. Okay, St. Louis just took out the Toronto. Looking at the Bogator, he's in pretty bad shape. But he's still carrying on the fight. Yep. And... surprise! That doesn't look like his shots did much damage. He's focusing on the... yeah, it looks like the Tenryu's focusing on the St. Louis over here. Oh, and the Bogator just got a devastating strike. That ends the match. Well, that wasn't exactly what I expected, but hey, it was fun. That was interesting. Okay. I'm going to return to port. Let's have a look at the upgrades. Oh, we've unlocked an upgrade. Let's see. Valkyrie hull. B just improves the rudder shift time and health. That would have been interesting. Torpedoes increase torpedo speed, and the targeting mod increases the range. Well, you know what? I've got the experience, like I said, like I did with the Japanese destroyer. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Not cheat, but I'm gonna use the experience, use my universal experience. That way, I can purchase the upgrades, and I can make my journey to the Tier 3 destroyer a little bit easier. That way I won't have to work. That way, once it comes time for the Tier 3, for me to showcase Tier 3, I will actually have something to show y'all. But alright, that was the Tier 2 British, Great Britain ships, the Caledon and the Valkyrie. Tomorrow we will be doing the Germans. We will be doing the German ships. They've also got, like I said, a cruiser and a destroyer. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe if y'all like the video. Please press the like button if you like my content, you like my channel. Be free to subscribe. Drop a comment if you like. I will answer comments if there's comments in the video. Until then, y'all have a good night and take care.